Okay, so I'm going to give a guy a shout out at the moment because if you notice Dina's top, that was provided by a guy called Neil Hodge, forevertheflip.com, who provides hoodies. And the design, if you see her again, the design of that is actually the Friends logo, but saying the word pinball. It's really, really awesome. So thank you, Neil, because Dina spoke to him on the phone and he said, look, he's going to make every effort to get that top to her for this weekend for the HoHoHo. He does know Bulls&Balls, which is great. So thank you very much, Neil. Much appreciated. There we go. Adverts. We don't charge for adverts either. Okay, so Paul playing a little panicky, I would say, here. Paul is also playing very well, but this is a machine you would expect the players to do very well on. A machine that people know. Oh, crikey, that was a unfortunate non-flip. Paul is definitely growing, Stan. Have you been over here? I can't remember whether you came to one of the tournaments in Bulls&Balls. We had a huge influx of Brits at one time. It was like a takeover. Andy Foster did really well that year. It's a couple of years ago now, of course. I know Andy's coming to the Olympics. The Olympics, as in the IFPA Olympics, you know, that really important competition, not those sort of athletic things that people do. That was the same flip, and I think it's the right slingshot that's not firing when you expect it to. I think. Let's keep an eye on that as these others play. This is, of course, Johannes Ostermeier, who has also grown. Johannes is now full-time college. He's really just been absolutely killing everything this weekend. So don't be surprised if he completely blows up this machine. I mean, anybody that stayed up last night and watched him playing fishtails, he got to the second round of super jackpots on multi-ball, and this is in a final of a competition, and scored 1.7 billion points. Impressive. So he's already in supercharger mode. So supercharger mode gives you 5 million for every shot, and if you get the supercharger, you get 5, 10, 15, 20 million. Okay, not quite sure what happened there. There was obviously a reason for it. So, okay, I want to say cheers. We've got a beer. So, here's cheers with a Hochstift. I'll be getting Frank, the guy who's playing now, Frank Goeltl, will be coming in and doing some co-commentary with me, depending, of course, if he manages to get through this particular round. You know, we were talking with him earlier, for those who were listening. He, if you're going to choose a round to play with Paul and Johannes in the group and only 2 to qualify, is ambitious, shall we say. But look, Frank's no slouch. He's a pretty good pinball player. He runs well, I'll talk about him when he's here. I can make fun of him then, rather than having to be nice about him. So, third gear. The thing is, of course, when you're playing players of this standard, you know that you have to play your absolute best. So your sort of average game will definitely not do. You have to pull something out of the bag. So it would be great to see him do it. And you know, multi-ball, multi-ball is actually the way. So, okay, number of viewers growing. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope to see more as we go through this, the playoff stages, and then eventually to the final. Right, come on, get that orbit nailed. Okay, video mode. I'm sure Frank will drive on the right. Yep. There are actually a couple of Germans that drive on the left, which I really find odd. I think Johannes is actually one of them. We shall see. I'm sure we will witness another video mode on this game. Oh, and that's the same again. That sort of, there seems to be something in the bottom end of the playfield that's sort of fooling the players slightly. Oh. So here we go with ball 2. Fall into supercharger mode. That's a bit dangerous. $10 million from the supercharger. Is he going to be able to get one more perhaps? I think that's the end of supercharger. So next mode is towards Gear 5 and Redline Mania. Why are they draining on fire? Oh, sorry, of course they're on Pingolf scoring. No, stupid me. That's why Johannes let the ball go, of course, yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, it's good when your tournament streamer actually doesn't know what's going on, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Thanks for the tip, everybody. Sound crackling again. Okay, let me have a listen. It's something on the pin. I think it's on the connection to the pinball that's doing that. Right, I've turned that pinball sound down a long way, which I think is a big improvement. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, that sounds a hell of a lot better. Please give me a bit of feedback on that once you pick that up. You're normally listening about 15 seconds behind me, so. Okay, so this is Frank, currently on 48 million, needs to get to 100, and we'll be hoping to do that on this ball. So we get the second lock. That's looking dangerous. Wow. Oh, and that's gone. So we go to ball 3, and if you don't manage to get this target score, then you really do put pressure on yourself for the second and third games. So really needs. I would suggest video mode. That's out. Okay. I'm wondering actually whether my Pingolf score is correct here, because they look like they were still playing, and obviously Paul had gone past 100 million points. So. This is Patrick Pehrs. Will be very pleased to have got this far in the final. He's a decent player. But the standard of play this weekend, the standard of players is quite phenomenal. So. Okay, nice control. Going for the lock, I would guess. Not quite getting control of the ball. So the lock shot obviously up here, but you've got to go all the way around the ramp and then down to this side. So video mode, right hand or left hand? Yep, definitely a right hand driver. Ooh, that's unusual. That's a sign of nerves. I think everybody's capable of completing the video mode on high speed, and nervousness just has an effect. Okay, that's a good. Okay, he's on supercharger, yeah, so that's why he didn't get the lock. And tilts. So Johannes ball plunging away. He doesn't need any more points. Why are Johannes and Paul in one group having finished first and third? It's to do with the way the bracket system works when you bring it down from 48 players. So. There's a series of form. If you look at it online on bracket generation, the bracket I've created here corresponds to that set of rules for brackets. So sometimes it looks a bit odd in some of the decisions it makes, but it's actually based around the top players not meeting each other till they get to the final. Okay, Frank making some good progress here, and he's on grün, which is of course green. Anybody who understands any element of language knows that grün is green. Oh, and that left out lane, and doesn't that just happen every time? When you lose the kickback, there seems to be a magnet that takes the ball back. So, okay, Dina will update the scores. I'm not going to try and do that from here because I'll probably get it wrong. Okay, so you see the scores we have here. Johannes got a hole in one, so he gets 1 point. Paul did it in second ball, so he gets 2. Frank Goeltl and Patrick both took a 4. So lowest score wins, fairly obviously. I can bring those scores up here now. And we can see that progressing as we go through the next couple of games. So Johannes taking a prison strategy. Yeah. Now that rapid flipping of the flippers is to stop the magnet throwing the ball straight down the middle. It's something you will see a lot of the top players doing. So if you've got a Walking Dead in your club or at home or anything like that, just try that because it does work. It doesn't work all the time. Don't get me wrong. You still do get the throw down the middle from time to time. So Johannes fighting the machine here. It's putting up a battle, but he basically, I think his plan is start prison, and then bring in the other multi-board with it, because you can stack every multi-ball. So that's Prison now running, and during this he will be playing the drop targets here. Drop targets are an adder-ball, but they also progress towards the modes. So you might have thought he was out of multi-ball there, but he actually got the adder-ball from the drop targets. So remember, we're on Pingolf scoring here. So scores are 50 million for a hole-in-one, which is obviously what Johannes is after. Hole-in-one on every game is a sort of certain way of winning. So he starts the mode, he starts barn there. Still in multi-ball from prison. Still going for the drop targets. So this is a multiple function ball game, whatever you want to call it. Is a joy to watch. It really is, and you know it's not being plain. That's a multi-ball with 2 shots at barn. That's tremendous. And there's the third one. Okay, barn's still running. Yeah. So 6.5 million. One more. 7 million, and barn is still running. Okay, and that's the end. He's done enough. He's got to his 50 million. Well done.
I say, good shot.
This guy is amazing. The link is exclamation mark finals, not exclamation mark standings. This is a Google sheet that I use for the final stages of tournaments. So type exclamation marks finals, or you'll find it in the chat. Hi, Pinball Dude. Pinball Dude must, yeah. There's some pinball machines that you just really have to play with a name like that. So let me put plus. Okay, so if you click on that link, it will take you to a Google sheet, and you'll be able to see the progression of the other groups in this stage of the tournament. We're currently with the top 32, so plenty of pinball left to play yet, and to be able to follow those, I think is quite nice. So hence doing it on a Google sheet rather than Excel spreadsheets. So prison. Clearing the prison yard, you can do that by either shooting the red shots, or you can shoot the prison, which is Johannes just went for the simple way, which is shoot the prison. So nice patience and nice control there. Nice in lane as well. That was okay, but he's keeping control, so nice to see. Oops, and yeah, okay. So Paul and Frank both behind. And yeah. Okay, so what strategy is Paul doing? Now, Well Walker is another one, but normally just during the ball save. Frank Bonner from France, his strategy on Well Walker is on Walking Dead is generally Well Walker. Oh, nice. So Patrick's doing the same. Straight for prison. Ball going out of control from time to time, but he's keeping it in there. Thank you for the follows. Always good to have follows and subs and anything like that. Later on, for your excitement, we are going to run a poll. So we run a Twitch poll so you can nominate your favourite player from the 4 finalists. So we did the first one of those yesterday, and that was won by Johannes. So again, prison starting. Okay, down to 2 balls, so getting under control. So you can backhand the drop targets from there, but that looks like that's gone. Okay, so what score is he on? 15 million, which is actually quite reasonable from a prison multi-ball only. He's got extra ball lit, that's worth, I think it's 2.5 million on Walking Dead. Not really worth playing for at this point. He really wants to start a mode. So he'll be playing for the drop targets. Okay. Okay, he already has bar. He now has barn running, so I didn't realise he'd actually qualified that. So. Go Frank. Yeah, he's very popular, Frank. He's very well known in the German pinball scene. And he used this times multiplier here there, which was probably okay. He's managed to use it, so that gives him 8 million. The multiplier works for the next shot that you play. So okay, unfortunate drain. So. Okay, so Johannes's ball will be plunged, as he's already achieved the 50 million, of course. And okay, normally that does a ball save when you save it just not quite long enough. What, Frank is very quiet. It depends. Okay, Paul, again, clearing the prison yard. Looks like he's going for the shot method. Okay, maybe the hitting the prison method is just as effective. Okay, so that's CDC, barn. He's not far off now, completing prison, the multi-ball, a couple of shots to get the multi-ball. Oh, wow, that's cost him another point. So Frank, again, back against the wall. What can he do here? The thing about The Walking Dead is you can have some really good games on it, and you can have lots of really bad games on it. Depends how good you are, I suppose. But it is a machine that can be really vicious. So I think we've probably all played games where we've had, you know, hundreds of millions, if not a billion points. Oh wow, that's another bad drain from Frank. But we've also had lots of games that have been less than 10 million as well. So, and it's the feed down from here. I think that it sort of makes you nervous before the ball even gets to the flippers. You've got to really carefully watch that because if it goes straight down the middle, then end the ball. That's it. So see, just like that. It's got the ball save on, so he'll get it back. But the pressure's now on because he knows if he hammers again, he hasn't got a ball save. So. And I think that's what makes the machine difficult to play. I think it's the anticipation of the straight down the middle shot. I mean, it does the same from the magnet on the prison. It seems to be a machine designed for people to fail. There you go. Is it possible to increase the machine volume? Yes, of course. I can do that. I'll actually do it. I'll get them to increase it on the machine. We are at a bit of an early stage of the tournament to get them to increase the actual machine noise. But let me try and do it from here. Okay, sort of a balance. The pinball sound, I have a ducking system, so when I start talking, the pinball sound drops. You could actually tell me to stop talking. Would be one way of increasing the pinball sound. I'm sure you wouldn't want that. Surely not. Okay, I'll turn it up a bit more. Okay, so prison starts. And let's see what happens here, because this is now just pure multi-ball play. Okay, but you really need something else running here. Okay, so 23 million, end of multi-ball, and now he needs to do something else, so... And it just seems that target won't go down. You know, I mean, it's like fighting. It was fighting one drop target there. You can't tell, obviously, that well from the side, but it seemed to me like there was just one drop target that he just couldn't get down, no matter how much he tried. So 27, he's going to take a 5 for that. So, door open for Frank. Frank can get a 3 here. Come on, Frank, keep control. You need a couple of shots to get prison going. You're nearly there. Nice riot shot. Ooh. Yay! Look at that. Really, look of relief on his face there as he starts prison multi-ball. Because obviously without prison multi-ball, he would be taking a 7 or an 8 on that game. So only 2 of these players will advance. Okay, that's nice. So CDC is now running. If he can keep the CDC shots going, he's got great control of the other 3 balls on the left flipper. It will get a... Oh, he's missed one. Okay, still back in control. Okay, he'll get a ×2 multiplier. That's the multi-kill for CDC. Nice control. Another one. Yeah, nice. And again. Okay, so is Bicycle Girl running? So he's on 27 million at the moment. Okay, one ball goes, but that's fine. He's got plenty more balls where they came from, to quote another pinball machine. Okay, so it's actually going quite well for Frank here. He's managed to keep very good control during the multi-ball. Now on 38 million. If he can get those targets down, which he has, he could now start another mode. Oh, okay. Oh, don't. Oh, double drain, unlucky. That's 39, so it gives him a 4. Okay. That was a lot of hard work, Frank. A lot of hard work for the 4, but you know that's, yeah. It puts him in reach, I think, on this final game. If and of course Patrick in the same position. If he can get the 3 here, then he really puts himself in a good position for the final game. So I'm sure he's actually going for the drop targets here. He actually wants a mode, because a few mode shots will actually give him the 50. So he needs, I think it's the centre drop. Oh, he's going. Why is he going? Why is he going for prison? That's strange. I would have expected him to play. Okay. This is a interesting strategy. I am absolutely sure he knows what he's doing, don't get me wrong. I think the nice thing, I was just saying, it's the most exciting thing you've seen for a while. I think Pingolf does that. It gives it a sort of a different dimension, because you know the difference between the players is only a couple of points, you know, so it's not like blowing up Star Wars and putting 10 billion on or something. Okay, it's just chipping away. It's like 47 million now. I mean, if he does start well, and he's not far off that now. He's got the well targets moving backwards and forwards here. So that's well started. So I don't think there's any way that he can not get the 50 million here. That was a great bounce back from a ball. We could have done a replay on that if it had been awake. So yeah, it's already there. So well done, Patrick. That's the 3. It's always difficult, and it's one of those. Do I keep playing? Are we absolutely sure? How much does a pinball machine cost? Well, Walking Dead now, second hand, you will probably pay, I'm guessing, around about 6,000. Okay, thank you, thanks, Abe. So 7 to 9K in used condition. World Cup Soccer is first shot that the players will go for will be straight from here, straight into the goal, and that will give them 30 million. The Pingolf score seems to have disappeared on this machine. I think that's probably because we don't have the Pingolf scores. That's slightly worrying. Let me check. Okay, we're going to have to guess what the Pingolf score is. We'll guess from when Johannes stops playing. Should be pretty easy. There is something called a Magna save on this. I am a great dislover of MagnaSaves because basically I always forget to use them. So yes, after you've got your first goal, which obviously Johannes didn't, you basically need to complete this football of stamina, skill, strength, speed and spirit. And when you do that, the locks light here, and then you shoot up this ramp, comes down here and locks the ball. You then get one of the most difficult multi-ball start shots in the whole of pinball, which is called the final draw, and it's this sump here. So you see that there that Johannes gets the lock. You only need the single lock, and then you get the final draw lights here. This sump, this is really, really difficult to hit, and you can like try it 20 times, and okay, Johannes gets it on the third attempt. Okay. It takes a lot of players. Actually, a lot of players either get it straight away or don't get it at all. It's like it becomes impossible. So during multi-ball, the objective is to shoot the goal. In order to beat a team, is currently playing Austria, and once you have got that jackpot by beating that team, then you have to shoot the ramp, either ramp actually, but it's normally the right ramp. So shoot the ramp in order to qualify the next team. Okay, and there is a cheat where you can press the extra ball button. And did you see that? That's one of Johannes's trick shots. He's just checking the score to see whether it's achieved. So I'm guessing that's either 250 or 300 million is the target score. Why the target scores aren't appearing here, I think, is because we'd forgotten to put this machine into the machine list, yeah. So don't worry about it. We'll catch up with that if we play it again. Okay, so this is Patrick playing second, of course, because he came second in the last game with 3 points. So Johannes, of course, already through to the next round. 3 hole-in-ones is difficult to beat, shall we say. And as I say, he's been playing like this all weekend. It's just like a pinball from heaven, almost. Let me get rid of that little yellow line. Second place is in fact still up for grabs, that's right, with 877. Yeah, really anybody can take this. And I know that Paul will be extremely disappointed if he doesn't get through this round. I have a sort of standing joke with him that he's a very good commentator. He's great. I've had him in the commentary booth many times, and his knowledge of games, of course, is extremely good, but he also has a very good sense of humour. And so I tell him that, you know, you don't want to commentate, because if he commentates, it means he's not in the final. So the last thing he wants to do in his life is commentate with JDL Pinball. Well, I guess with anybody, really, but me in particular. Okay, so he really, you know, it's actually trying to backhand that ramp? Really? Okay, so this is one of the medals, but so he's now got locks lit. He will play the. Okay, it's dangerous to lose the kickback. It should be fine. Oh wow! I think that was maybe a English expletive from Paul. It could have been, of course, a perfectly normal German word. We will never know. We could ask him, but we might ask him if he finishes up in the commentary box. So this is actually Patrick's chance. Oh no, okay. So they're now on ball 3. So they, yeah, this is all about what the target score is, and we don't know because the target scores are not up there. I wonder if I can find those from somewhere. Final brackets, new data. Machine M01. So the target score is 200. So 200, 150, 160, and 30. So if anybody gets to 200, then they will obviously stop playing, but that's not the important thing. So let me tell you what score he finishes up with. It is a bonus game. So he's got 107, and that is a 5. So Patrick will take a 5. That will give him 12 points. And that's not coming back. Oh, wow, it is. There's normally such a tiny ball saver on here. Okay, so he still needs to complete the football in the middle. That's gone. So Frank will not progress. Frank with 47 will take a 6. So that will put him on 14 points. So all down to Paul. If he can... No, that's not coming. Oh, it is. Wow. Oh. Okay, 30 million for the goal. So that'll put him on 80. And I think that's enough. That'll give him a 4. So I think that puts Paul through, I believe. But let's see what happens. So he's aiming for the final draw. Do you try to backhand it then? So, okay, he only needs 200 to get to a 3. Let's say he's already there. So. Exciting, isn't it? Is this ball 2? No, I think this is ball 3, isn't it? If it's ball 2, then you're right. Ooh, that nearly went in the final draw. That explains why he's still playing. No, it is ball 3. So he starts the final draw, and the first game of the match is against Austria. So we can actually play multi-ball.
Multi-ball!
We could have done that on Metallica earlier, couldn't we? So I'm guessing Paul is already there at 250, 200. Show me the score, show me the score. Uh, 355. Yes, Paul, I think you can stop playing now. Thank you very much, and well done. Okay, sorry, you were right. That was Paul's ball 2. So this is now ball 3. So Paul is definitely progressing. So actually, we don't need to play this game out. We have Johannes and Paul progressing to the next round. So that is, of course, what you would expect. But they still have to play this, I suppose, for position. I mean, not really. Oh dear. And this is the pinball machine that has a call out of doesn't seem to be able to keep control of the ball. So yeah, that was sort of fairly apt. So here we go with Frank. He will of course take a 3 if he can get to 200 million. So that would put him in joint third position. But we wouldn't play a tie break anyway. So. Dina put in the scores in so far. You can see those up here. So Johannes takes the perfect 3. Frank Goeltl will take at least a 3, so he will go to 11. So Paul Englert will progress with 9 points. But now we're just showing off. So this is Frank on his final draw multi-ball. Shall we do another multi-ball?
Multi-ball!
Okay, he gets good control. Plays the goal first. Okay, and then the ball will feed round. Play the ramp. Okay, press the extra ball button. Okay, gets another goal. That's okay, so end of that particular round.